Oh, I just remembered what I was supposed to do, and it wasn't this. Oops. Well, hi anyway. I meant to do something else. Hi, Jaden. How are you? It's the morning time. Does morning exist? Uh, oh dear. Thank you for asking. I forgot. I have some family thing I need to do this weekend. Not just need to. I really want to do something this weekend with my family. So thank you for asking. Did you hear through the grapevine that I had a coffee incident? The thing that I love about this is I have a yum 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 disorder. I can get very upset in the kitchen. I can get very weird in the kitchen. And bless my lucky stars. That was so extreme. I just thought it was funny. I just turned it into content and then I cleaned it up. And I could have very easily gotten very upset when that happened. And it was such a big thing to see visually that also I was thinking about something. Jaden, I was thinking about the end of the world while that happened. But not just the end of the world, but the end of the world in a really weird, energetic context. Not all doom is bad. Sorry, everyone. I have to blow my nose like a normal person. This isn't an act of social defiance. Okay. Yeah. There is a song. Whoops. I felt like I was quoting my own lyrics, but I wasn't. That was funny. There's a song sung by Maynard James Keenan of Tool. And he talks about going so far. Tool is my favorite. Tool is. Do you know that? Okay, first of all, the old Tool albums are, of course, something else from the new Tool albums. And I have to say that. But anyway, the old Tool albums are like a modern day Buddhist prayer. Maynard James Keenan actually opened my third eye. And I don't give the other band members credit, but they helped. Bro. Anyway, Maynard James Keenan's one of Maynard James Keenan. Avishnamara Evikara Ani Evi Ishnavira Mashnavila Mara I Kishnidi Ala Avi Ini Ikara I. I like that I'm able to say really explicit things while speaking in tongues. That's funny. Like, I just said something to you in my mind, and I know what I said, but I can't say it in English, or I wouldn't. But that doesn't always work like that. It's speaking in tongues. Yeah, like the Pentecostals. Not to be an influencer to the nth degree, but those types of spirit, wow, I didn't even say it. Those types of life experiences, especially outside of the prison, but I guess take it where you can get it. Those types of life experiences can actually be are actually very, very spiritually profound. I what? What? I found some interesting things to the elbow myself. No, I didn't. Don't. Okay, so the coffee incident. I was thinking about a Maynard James Keenan lyric with Mr. something I just said to Mr. D Menace. Mr. Menace. I was thinking about something I just said to Mr. Menace while thinking about the Maynard James Keenan lyric about going too far and everything disappearing. A sort of apocalypse you brought upon yourself with all the arrows in the world. Self-actualization that led to this creation evaporating into the universe, as it were, as if it were condensed or evaporated and condensed and evaporated and condensed and evaporated in the first place. I need to get the lyric. Shava Ma'ari Vikara. $1996. Arsh. These are the. I saw the Gap again today while you were Sorry. I saw the Gap again today while you were begging me to stay. Take care not to make me enter. If I do, we both may disappear. So I was thinking about something. Oh, something. That's the channeling divine wisdom from eternity. Navarishmi Vikara Ivy. Oh, this is the song. This is the song that I went to the real world with. Once upon a time I went outside. More than once, but once upon a time I went outside and I stayed with the earth. I should be more specific. Once upon a time I went outside and I stayed with mankind. It was the edgiest edge of the Buddhist practice on the streets that I ever touched. And as I say this, I would say it was a Buddhist practice on the streets because I sat there with all the other lunatics, with all the other you don't want to know what's. And I sat there. And when people asked me what I was doing, I said I was at my meditation spot. And I was meditating. But I would stand. No, I couldn't. I would sit. This is back in the day when I could actually sit down. I can't do that anymore physically. Anyway, I mean, I can sit here, but not really. It hurts. Anyway. I held the earth in the palm of my hand for like a long time as a visual representation of this existence. And I held mankind and humanity and all their comings and goings. One of the most beautiful pieces of existence is, and I think it's a Buddhist practice or it's some kind of spiritual practice, but it's also this detachment. It's sitting in a place of humanity and watching everyone else have lives around you while you sit and want nothing or just contemplate what you do want and watch everyone else want what they want and circle in their lives. I would sit in the same place and I would see people go to work every day cycling around me, and they would see me sitting in the same place and be like, what are you doing? And I was reflecting upon mankind and everyone else wanting what they want and having what they have and grasping what they grasp. 10 or 12. I want to know what you mean by that. A midlife. That sounds like puberty. Yep. Anyway. Oh, the frickin' Maynard James Keenan leg, the point. I held humanity in my hand and I said, and what is this but my reflection? What is this but my reflection? And not just a reflection like a mirror, but my reflecting on what not just my reflection like a mirror, but my reflection on what mirrors are and what mirrors are reflecting, and what it is for everything to be a mirror reflecting myself, etc. Ah, I didn't know I was walking into discussing this song, one of the tenets of my spiritual everything. But I also did know that Maynard James Keenan lyrics are part of my spiritual everything. Well, how could they not be? How could this is a how could they not be? Prying open my third eye. How could they not be? How could you be so literal and not be literal? You were too literal. I don't want to read these lyrics on all ages broadcast. How did I just go 20 years of my life with never reading words? Bro, is this even right? I think I focused on so many other parts of the song. Whoa. You still love me. You still love me. But you didn't need to push it on me. You'd better take care not to make me enter. 'Cause if I do, we both may disappear. But you're pushing and shoving me, pushing and shoving me. You still love me, you still love me, but you didn't need to push it on me. I'm slipping back into the gap again. I'm alive when you're touching me, alive when you're shoving me down. But I'd trade it all for just a little peace of mind. Saw that gap again today while you were begging me to stay. Managed to push myself away. And you as well, my dear. If when I say yeah, hi. Hi. Wow. One of the critics. one of the criticisms that had I have been given is that I don't see or hear people fully. And I can say that I listen to these people talk for 20 years and I didn't hear them ever. And my next thing I have to offer is that maybe I'll understand in my own time eventually if you give me 20 years. Hi, Rotner. Mm. Avarshmi ivi ara ivy kiri. Namara avara aishni vira mara. Ifrarashni vimi rirarashni. Amara avi ikishna vimi vivara. Amara aishni. It's my party, I can cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if you saw colors and had tantric experiences like me. Thank you. I really am. I just no, I've read this song dozens of times in the last 20 years. I just said I went outside and I based a Buddhist practice on the lyrics of this song. But I somehow did not hear what this man was saying romantically to whoever, but to me and the world. But if I wanted to cry because anything, that's on me. But thank you for giving me advice about not crying, because crying can be a bad thing. One time I cried for 12 hours outside by myself. Wait, was it 12 hours? Is it 8 hours? It felt like eternity. One time I cried by myself, and at some point I needed help and I was waiting for an ambulance, but nobody ever called the ambulance for me and I didn't have a phone. So the advice on not to cry, especially like for strangers or by yourself, is probably really good advice on a general level. But I'm here to comfort you and tell you that today when I cry, it is what it is, but it's not like something that I need to just stop, if that makes sense. Although I do occasionally get to those weird cries where it's like, okay, this is a downward spiral. This is not fun. This is not a spiritual exercise. This is SOS. So I know how to judge the crying, is what I'm trying to say to you. And I only bring the world crying that I feel like is okay. But yeah. I just learned Hecka stuff. I'm teaching you stuff. You go learn that all you want from me is a bikini. Go learn that all you want from me is bikinis. Go learn that you want to convince me to put on a bikini. I can work with that. I can work with your idealistic view of the world being that. I can work with this. You know, I have like a bag of bikinis that are brand new that I've never put on, and I'm just too sad. So I don't know what to say to you. I tried to give nothing but that to the world, and my life and my feelings were just too much. Yes, it's still summer yet. I should get 3 friends and we should all try them on. I don't have 3 friends, but I should get them. People can get things like friends, right? Yes, but I'm also a real person. And real persons like myself and like you have real feelings like I don't know. Then make me happy. Chicka 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 boom. I've got quite hysterical right now. Um, I've got quite hysterical. Pray tell. Yes, I do have Instagram. I am in the depressing land of depression where we're too sad to put on bikinis. It's like Katy Perry, sad California girls who are so sad that they don't do laundry or put on bikinis anymore. And they can't help you melt your popsicle. They can only cry. Sad hot bikini girls. Sad hot bikini girls needs incentive. You don't get it. Incentive is the name of the day. The day? The game? Sad hot bikini girls are too cold. They have thyroid problems. They can't put on their bikinis anymore. They can only make weird content where they cry. I like it when I collapse in tantric explosion towards the camera and I don't even realize how close to the camera I am. Yeah. Actually, the other day I tried to do a broadcast where I was farther away from the camera and it made me anxious and I'm like, oh wow, I like it here. I think I like filling the whole thing with myself. Like I'm this big room sized creature. And the whole creature worth of a room. No. Wait, yes, I'm fine. Don't ask them to help me because I'm fine. How are you? WTH. Hi, I'm Pink Moonlust. Ooh. No, I do that sometimes, but what am I, Miley Cyrus trying to get fired from Disney? I'm not. The other day I told the story of how deeply I watch my mouth, no pun intended or no reference intended. Ooh, that wasn't a roast. That was just an accurate assessment. I am 35 whole years old. I think I'm 35 and a half. 35.5. Oh, happy birthday. Cancer. Okay, I will. Ta-da. Wait, ta-da. That's my Instagram handle. Uh, sorry. Let's see what my Tinder messages say. Oh, I'm so excited for the future. What I what do I use Tinder for? I had a twin flame experience off of Tinder last year. Top that, mofos. If you've ever had a twin flame experience or anything you thought could possibly be that, then yeah, yeehaw. Before the twin flame experience, I used it for spiritual connections. After the twin flame experience, everything's a joke. Everything's a joke. Everything is stupid. Everything's a joke. Sorry. Nothing. I didn't mean to call everything stupid. That was like a Tourette's autistic girl outburst. Everything's so intelligent. Twin flame me up, Scotty. Top that one. I don't know. Thank you, Roner. Twin flame me up, Scotty. Obliterate me. Mr. Menace was a weird second. This other dude was a weird second. Uh-oh, those two people had something in common. That's gross. Ew. Beam me down, Scotty. Beam me into the cave where I'm like a Buddhist that doesn't talk to people. JK, I love everybody. Let's talk forever. For real, though. Oh no, somebody just I just said I wanted to check. I just said I wanted to check my mental. Pay me so much I never cry again, Roner. Rack me down. Wah. Freaking wah. In fact, I'm gonna cry until one of y'all does it. Wah. JK, I'm a nice girl. Okay, so I said I wanted to check my Tinder messages while live, and I got a live one. He's like, well, FML, what else is new? Bye forever, I guess, if that's what you're trying to say. And he even had a grammatical incorrect little bit for me. My battery's running low. Is that literal or metaphorical or both? Well, we're going to unmatch from that gem. Bye forever. Sure. Are we done being one yet? Oh no, don't make me go so far or we'll both disappear. Please, Lord. That's what happened. I was contemplating that lyric with something that somebody else talked to me about in Shiva and the end of the world, and my coffee spilled everywhere, and it was like, wow! And I wasn't even mad. I was just like, what? It was Dennis. I can't not. Hi, Ivan. I can't not say that dude's name. And I kept on trying to call him Mr. Menace, which is really obvious of what his freaking name is if I'm calling him Mr. Menace. But I can't not say that dude's name so hard. It feels so weird. Oh, it felt so weird accidentally saying his name while trying not to. Ugh. I've been staring at this out of the corner of my eye. This tastes like as sweet as a McDonald's sweet thing coffee. That's bad. Ow. Did you hear that? I failed at life. It's all good, but oops. Do you like motor skills? How's your autism playing out? Anyway, this is so sweet. Aww. What part of your autism? Just all of it? Oh crap. That's one of the reasons I don't even mess with that whole. Oh, I'm a bad influence. Shh. Don't ask me. This needs like 10 less carbohydrates in it. It's hurting my mind. Mm. Is it the one? Is it the one? I forget which one that is. Should I invite all of my Tinder matches to my live stream? That's fun. I forgot what I was gonna do when I picked up my phone and I got distracted by that idea. The nuclear sweetness of this is growing on me. Pinkies up. Hi. I hope you're feeling better today. Are you ready for your close-up? Are you ready for your close-up? I burped. Was it ladylike? The facial expression reminded me of Rachel Ziegler, the one that she gets teased for. Dude, the other day I was talking about Maddie Ziegler, and my friend thought that I was talking about Rachel Ziegler. I'm like, nah. You're done. Are you trying to get an album written about you, homie? Is that why we're here? Are you trying to get an album written about you, homie? Yeah, I watch Dance Moms. That's why I'm talking about Maddie Ziegler for sure. Actually, when I stopped trying to live in the Bay Area, I moved back to whatever town, and I watched all of Dance Moms, like the whole freaking thing. But I didn't watch Dance Moms Reunion because I had to sign up for something. But I saw JoJo Siwa be very interesting during the reunion, and a lot of clips, obviously. Also, that was wild. Wildly inappropriate and terrible. And what Sia did to Maddie by making her take all the fame she didn't want was funny. Or like, I don't know, like, fame is the most awful thing a person could ever have. Okay, here's a 10-year-old girl, 11-year-old girl who wants to be famous. Shaboof. Okay. Shia LaBeouf Shaboof. Isn't that his name? LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf. That was so subconscious. Sorry, I'm talking about JoJo Siwa, but oh god, there were some quotes where I forget which girl or which woman now, sorry, but there is this one clip where JoJo just says, "What I'm about to say might offend people," or like, I don't even know. I'm paraphrasing her terrible at imitating her voice terribly, but she prefaces something, and she's like, "What I'm about to say, you all might not agree with." And one of the girls turns her head like, "What is this about to say?" And she says something like that she agreed with Abby. And I know what JoJo meant, but it doesn't come out good when JoJo's agreeing with like lifelong terrible things that the other people and her things that people have to deal with for the rest of their life that negatively affected their development more than I can even speak on, because it's none of my business really, except I watched it. So here I am. Oh, that's hilarious. But one thing I have to say about JoJo Siwa is that she didn't choose to be a celebrity. Her mother chose that for her. So she is stepping into something that somebody else put into motion for her. And there's only so many ways to step in the world as a human being. I hate to say it. Like, there's only, as an artist or as a person, there's just a finite amount of places to go as a human being. And so, like, I understand. That's all I can say. Ew. Oh, I thought you were talking about JoJo Siwa having videos where she goes all Miley with her tongue on other people. Or has that done to her, rather. I don't want to look that up. Hollywood is interesting. And hi, I'm a star. I'm my own little star in my own little galaxy. You know, I used to live on the edge of Hollywood, for real. Stay in school. Don't do what I did. But one time I had to, just for the sake of it, one time I ditched school to go hang out on Hollywood Boulevard. Just because, duh. You're getting on a bus. One way it'll take you to your high school or whatever. Was I in high school? Yeah, I was. Okay. You're getting on a bus. If you go that way on the bus, on this side of the street, you're going to go to your high school that you're not going to complete. I never had it in me to finish high school at the time. I was actually in high school. Trust me. Trust me. So you're on a bus going to school, which you know you're never going to complete. I knew that. And you can go that way on the bus to a high school that you're never going to get a diploma from. Or you can go the other way to Hollywood Boulevard and be like some cool, edgy kid hanging out on Hollywood Boulevard instead of going to school that you're never going to graduate from. I only did it once because, like, I'm hurting my dad when I ditch school, so don't want to hurt my dad, but also did want to be edgy and myself, so there you go. I like JoJo Siwa, but I feel like a, a weirdo. I like JoJo Siwa. Like, I want to be artists with her, and we don't all know what kind of artist I am, but I know what kind of artist I am. So there we were. Yeah, it is. I've been called out for this certain type of weirdness that doesn't count anymore because JoJo Siwa was like in her 20s now. But I've been called out for, um, yeah. So, some of my exes had a problem with me being willing to talk to 18-year-olds. And I can see how that would be problematic or whatever. But I think that I was just raised in a society that had such a weird stigma around 18-year-olds in the first place. And I don't know what to say about adulthood. But I will acknowledge that I am a weirdo for wanting to talk to 18-year-olds or being willing to talk to 18-year-olds as a 35-year-old woman. It's weird. But whatever. Oh no. How weird is it gonna be when I'm 50? No. Not that I wouldn't have been happily married for 15 or 20 years by then. Oh, America, the American dream. What's there not to prefer? Oh, did I change my voice? I changed my voice. Uh-oh. Going in for the blank. Well, I'm glad that you don't think I'm problematic in the ways that other people thought I was deeply problematic. Hee hee hee. You know, that's what you need. You need someone, you need people in your life that either don't see your problematic things as problematic or want to help you with all your problematic things. Oh, don't you know that I'm an energy worker? They call it being a blank worker, but I assure you, it's just energy. Blank is just energy. Ha 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 ha. Also, this energy is the pill your body really craves. Drowning in this energy. You want a little increments of this energy every 3 hours for good health. And vitality. And a good digestive system. I'll knock the blink out of you like clockwork. That's great. Great, 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 great. the nuclear sweetness grew on me. This is like sweeter than a freaking frappuccino. Maybe not. Like on par with a frappuccino sweetness, which is like obscenely sweet in my book. I just read E's comment defending JoJo Siwa, and it was great. Did it wear off? Yum, yum, yum. So I just met somebody on Tinder, and they say they have a YouTube channel. Oh, I wonder what their YouTube channel is about. Is it about their girlfriend cheating on them and them crying forever? They're kind of cute, actually. Oh no. That's it. I wonder if Tinder will kick me off if I give all my Tinder matches my YouTube handle. Uh, anyway, I don't think Tinder's getting mad at me for sharing my YouTube. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna give these dudes my link and then leave. Okay. Well, I put the phone down. I'll be right back. Whoa. How are you? Okay. I feel like I should be able to have a list of the people who are here for the sake of my own ego. Bro. It's hot in my room already. I have one of my own songs in my head right now. Makes me wanna makes me want to put it on the Spotify hella bad. You know what I was saying? I meant to work on my track listings for Spotify. Actually, summer is playing around this year for me. It's been like 20 degrees cooler than normal where I'm from, but normal has been like the hottest on the freaking planet. So it's weird. So y'all are getting the pull. I'm on the West Coast. Let's throw it out there. So y'all are getting scorched. I am chilling. That's crazy. But it's not crazy. Al Gore put the ozone into the atmosphere. I'm sorry. I sarcastically blame Al Gore for global warming or the unbalanced carbohydrate. I tried to say carbon dioxide and I said carbohydrate. The carbon dioxide scale is not balanced. And I sarcastically blame Al Gore for that, like South Park does or something. That's so interesting, Jaden. That sounds like I can grow some vegetables still there. That sounds like a recipe for growing vegetables. Jaden, that's all you need to do with the scorching and the rain. It'll be fine. Kelly, once upon a time, I tried to grow fall vegetables in October. That's a normal thing people do, right? It was 109 degrees in October. Suffice to say, my winter vegetables or my fall vegetables did not appreciate that. I like staring at my fall veggies in the 109-degree weather. And I'm like, what? They need to like be grown indoors until November to get put out so they won't get killed by the sun instead of like the frost. Like, oh my God, where am I? I love it though. I mean, nothing will grow a tomato like 110 forever, y'all. But we haven't even gotten there, which is so weird. Darn that Al Gore. If that Al Gore wouldn't have put the atmosphere into the ozone, none of this stuff would be happening. Did y'all read An Inconvenient Truth? That was heavy, bro. Really inconvenient. Oh, I noticed it did rain twice. It rained like 4 times that seemed otherworldly to me because it was abnormal and a half for the season. But I also have to admit, my version of normal is super off the charts, already heated up and abnormal. So it's like, I don't really know what to think about my lifetime in terms of the climate. Plus, the other thing to really think about is we have like archaeological evidence of lots of civilizations either abandoning areas of the earth or otherwise not existing due to climate change. And this was when there wasn't cars. And so that's what people cling to. Climate change deniers also cling to that fact. It's not really about climate change because that's undeniable. I'm talking about the fact that we have tipped the carbon dioxide scale and are making a ton of like we're toxifying the air faster than the earth can purify the air. And that is an undeniable fact, in my opinion. And the reason people are trying to deny this fact is for money. so they can keep making money by toxifying the air. This is not a mystery. This is really not. mm, what is it to be human? I have thyroid problems and I actually like sweating. Sorry. Or like I'm cold to death all the time. That sounds dramatic, but it gives me a panic response. And I'm just like constantly cold all the time. Oh boy. Now I'm fantasizing about going outside to feel the warmth of the sun. What's that like, humanity? What's that like? You know, I should live stream from my garden. I can set up a kiddie pool. Everyone, not everyone. They wanted bikinis. I should give them the pool in the garden. I have like 3 kiddie pools that I intended to use, but oh no, I'm just so sad that I have the tarp to put down so I don't rip the kiddie pool on the ground. I have a tarp and put the kiddie pool down. You know, one of the reasons I don't do it is because it's made of stinky, cheap plastic. And plastic is toxic. Sorry to ruin everything for you right now if you don't know this, but plastic is poison. Plastic is made of toxic chemicals. Spoiler alert. And so when I think, sorry for being such a Debbie Downer, wah, wah, but unfortunately, my cheap plastic pools are made of toxic chemicals. And when I think of having, I think I have an air pump that will blow them up. But if I don't have an air pump, I gotta put my face on these things and then blow air into them. I hope I don't spoil it. You need we need to make kiddie pools made out of bamboo. Did I just give away our $1 million idea? Bamboo kiddie pools that aren't toxic, organic bamboo kiddie pools. We should sell no, that's the dangerousest thing I ever heard. Wow, I sound like a rugrat. I've always fantasized about soft pools. One time I went with my mom to look at a house for sale when they were buying a house. And we looked at this pool that had padded bottoms, had like padded sides and bottoms. And ever since then, I've been thinking about soft pools. Hey, not to totally give away my business idea while totally giving away my business idea, but those kiddie pools made out of bamboo, organic bamboo, would be cool because after you were done kneading them or using them as a kiddie pool, you could use them as a garden planter or even like a sandbox. But as soon as I put sand into the box, I already want to plant plants in the sand. So don't ask me what to do with anything. I will plant plants in anything in my mind. So yeah, $1 million idea, super obvious. Just give it away anyway. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Okay. My goal is non-toxic because, bro, I can't even relax. I can't. that's that's a good business line. My country, or my country, not there yet. Dictatorship ahoy! At my company, we focus on non-toxic, body-safe products because I can't even relax. I don't really like, I mean, the reason that I don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers is one time my dad ditched me to go to their concert, and that was traumatic. So, whatever. My dad loved the Red Hot Chili Peppers more than me one time, and I hold grudges. So, that's one reason. The second reason I don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers is because the radio is so saturated. The radio is so saturated with the Red Hot Chili Peppers where I was from. And there's this one sad song that's just a buzzkill. And then, like, okay, so what's worse than getting rotated through Red Hot Chili Peppers for an eternity when you never want to hear it again? I'll tell you what's worse than that. Getting rotated through Pearl Jam when you never want to hear it ever again. And rotated between them both. And rotated between like 5 things that you never want to hear ever again. And my relationship with Pearl Jam has evolved drastically over the years. So this is me when I'm 12. But anyway. So I think the reason that I disliked Pearl Jam as a child and as a teenager was that I was just jealous that everyone else was in relationships and in love and cycling in and out of relationships, and I was freaking 12 and not allowed to or whatever, not supposed to. I also had 2 boyfriends in kindergarten. Like together, like it was like it was their idea to both be my boyfriends and like share me, like kind of like a toy if we're being real. I'm not trying to be weird, I'm just being real. They were like, we were talking to ourselves. My 2 boyfriends approached me together and they're like, we were talking and we decided that we both wanted to be your boyfriend, but and like we didn't want to fight. This wasn't that developed. It was just like 2 sentences. I don't remember exactly what they are, so I kind of got to paraphrase. And this is 30 years ago. 30 years ago, my 2 boyfriends that were just friends. My 2 friends, two friends that were boys approached me and were like, we were talking amongst ourselves. We decided that we both wanted to be your boyfriend and we would just switch days with you and share. I was like, okay, because I'm 5. Or not because I'm 5. I guess I could have been like, no, the Christian Bible says monogamy is the way. I don't know. So, oh no, I'm sorry she hit you. Somebody taught her to do that, or she saw it somewhere. So I'm sorry that she got taught to do that or wanted to do that. Oh, I want to talk about Alice in Chains, but not right now. Oh, sometimes Snapchat goes sideways and weird. You can't even see it. Okay, trust me, it's weird. After my first relationship where I had 2 boyfriends and they shared me, I really didn't know how to act anymore. And I had a really hard time wanting another relationship and not really finding it because that was really intense at 5 years old. What the heck? Hi, I'm live on YouTube talking about my childhood and my first relationship. I think it was my first relationship. The first relationship that I remember where I had 2 boyfriends in kindergarten. What a life. Actually, it was disappointing after that. That sounds weird. I will talk about this stuff because I have a lot of weird things to say. Mm. Oh, it was so devastating. I like had a really deep spiritual and weird physical. I don't remember everything that happened, which is even weirder to contemplate. So I don't remember everything. I know I don't remember everything because of how little I actually remember. So that is mind blowing. But I remember them both kissing me. And so if you can remember that, then you can think that what the heck else is there to remember? And where is this? Where the heck were they able to do whatever to me? That's a whole nother story. This is at school, but I remember some weird things. Or like, what do I have to remember? And why were these dudes just able to like chaperone me around? And these dudes are also like sick. So what is going on here? Bro. But and the teachers knew about this to the extent that they told my mom, hey, your kid has 2 boyfriends. You might want to have a dialogue about that. And oh boy, I was not. What schools was I in? I don't know. So my mom sets me down and she's like, Hey, I hear you have 2 boyfriends. And she asked me questions about how I felt about this. And I remember this distinctly. I was 5. And she's like, "Do you want 2 boyfriends? Or do you want only one?" And she's like, and I'm like, what I told her is that if I broke up with one of the boyfriends, then one of them would be sad. And I didn't want either of them to be sad. I also wasn't plotting to like get rid of one of them. Or like, no, I didn't think either of them deserved to be sad, and I was happy. I don't know if I said I was happy, but I said that I didn't want either of them to be sad. I know, right? But that also kind of like brings into play asking myself what I view my personhood as exactly. Or like, what, like, there's so many psychological things to unpack here. But what I remember the most is attempting to get into profound relationships while in elementary school and it not happening and being very. I was a female incel. Do you know what an incel is, or what they call incels, or what incel stands for? But you're supposed to be celibate when you're this age, but whatever. It didn't play out like that for me ever. 30 years of attempt. Navarshni mi vamara aikishni vira ava. Oops. No, I don't hate women. Why would I hate myself? Isn't divine femininity like super divine? I don't hate anybody. Actually, the title of this broadcast is "My Whole World is Mentally Ill Dudes. I Love Them." That's actually the title of this broadcast. That's crazy. It's like you're asking me that I hate them. No. No. Well, incels can hate people, but an incel is to be involuntarily celibate. Oh, and I was. Oh, actually, yeah. When I was 13, I was the real incel and I was hella jealous and butthurt. When the dude that I first fell in love with kissed a different girl from his high school instead of dating me because I was not okay anyway. And I lied about my age. Spoiler alert. So, the end about that. Anyway, when the dude who I can honestly say was the first boy that I ever loved. When the first boy that I ever loved kissed another girl from his high school instead of me and went on to have like a giant, beautiful, eventually, of course, whatever, tragic, aren't they all? No, they aren't all, whatever. Anyway, he went on to have a giant relationship with her, and I can guarantee you that I was 1,000% everything that you would be afraid of. Except that I just did it in my head and I didn't really act on it. Or I made some really terrible poetry that I made some really terrible things that were the epitome of everything that we're talking about. The worst ever. I'm glad that it was 20 years ago, but that stuff is still up there and it's pretty intense. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's so crazy that it's not even up there anymore, but last time I looked it was still there and bro. Somebody said fatal attraction the other day. Somebody asked me if it was like that. And I was like, oh, no, I'm a Buddhist. But it's been a long journey, and I came from the depths, I want to say, of every darkness, but a lot of darkness, although I will offer you the Eastern philosophical sentiment that there is no darkness and there is no light. Mentioned what? Yes, you. It was you. So I used to be that. I got the rabbit stew to prove it. I got the full. I can't say it. Is that the same movie? Did she do that thing in that movie? Or is this a different movie? I think. No, I know it was the rabbit stew. I'm talking about. I can't remember. Okay, she had to answer for it in court. I remember that, where the woman crossed her legs and it was like a big hoopla. She had to answer it in divorce court or custody or something, I think. Sorry if I'm misquoting hysterically. Yeah, I love that you know what I'm talking about. I got Basic Instinct mixed up with Fatal Attraction, as you can imagine why. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't see either of these films. I just know stuff about them because of pop culture. There you go. Well, wow. Thank you for that Jeopardy fact. That's funny that I would get them mixed up. Well, that's understandable then. Oh, to understand. I kind of want to find my first love. He was a drummer. I kind of know where he lived, where I know where he went to high school. So I felt like if I tried to find my first love really hard on like or like Reddit or like Craigslist and Reddit, that I could find him. But he told me that if a girl was hairy, then he wouldn't want anything to do with her. Oh, to grow up in the 1990s. Yeah, Facebook or Reddit or Craigslist. I feel like if I looked for him. Hi, Shams. I feel like if I looked for my first love, I did look for him on Facebook, duh. But his name is kind of generic. That sounds so offensive. His name is a common name. Not like he chose it. He was just born, okay? So when you try to search for my first love, it's stupid. It comes up with like 2 or 3 or 500 people, and it's whatever. I actually met this person in real life, but I was too shy to talk. I was like dead. Like, so I don't know what, I couldn't talk. And I was like, I didn't really catfish, but I catfished about how overweight I was. Like, he never really asked me how much I weighed, but I took pictures in a way that I didn't look like I was 150 pounds overweight, but I was 150 pounds overweight. And that was a surprise for him. So, yeah, but I would say that me being obese wasn't really the deal breaker. Me being so shy I couldn't talk was definitely the deal breaker. Uh, I'm not going to tell the rest of that story. Or there's a giant detail that I would tell about the story if we were friends talking over a delicious non-alcoholic beer. or a kombucha. But anyway, I remember him texting me after us meeting, and he said maybe reality was or too is. He said maybe reality is too much. And we broke up. And very quickly afterwards, he had his like first real relationship with somebody else. Wow. The rest of the story is that I met him on this crazy forum. I met him on a crazy forum, and he just happened to live. He lives so obscenely close to me. I met him on this forum that had people from the Netherlands. I met him on this forum that had people from New York and Minnesota and Canada and where else? Germany and Wales and all types of the UK. Oh, what's that freaking country? What is that? It's one of my favorite countries. Where did the Danish people come from? That person is one of my favorite people of all times. He had an accent that was like Denmark. Yes. He had a UK and Denmark accent put together. Oh my lord. I don't think I could ever love like that. Or just that guy's eyes and his accent and his everything. He had this craziest mixed accent because his mom was, I don't remember which one was which, but one of his parents was from the UK and his other parent was from Denmark. And they apparently both talked to him because his accent was mixed up and it was so freaking amazing. Anyway, I met my first love on the forum where I met my first 5 loves, and I actually met 2 of these people in real life. Not that actually meeting people in life is the end all, but hey, reality is some real stuff, y'all. Yes. Thank you for sharing, chat. I started crying imagining how close this person was. Like, and how weird that was. I didn't respect it. Like, the fact that he was like 2 miles away from me, I didn't really understand like how weird that was in the internet realm. And I guess that's just what I do all day on Tinder now is look at the dudes who are right over there. But LOL, that's funny to think about. Bro. I'm sorry you don't have a South African wife. Oh my god. Hi! The art imitates life, imitates. Is this art? Oh lord. Oh, oh wow. Okay. Let's. I'm blind, so I just assume that everybody is some random person. I'm not blind, I can see, but I'm like don't see that well and my screen is small. Okay, so it's not my fault that that's not a picture of you and that is like a blonde avatar. Unless I don't know, who are you? Are you blonde? Oh, oh, yay! Jaden, you came to me from my twin flame. You came to me from my twin flame. That's cute. So you're not blonde, Reg. Shit. I'm gonna go figure out who you might be. I know he's not blonde. You're funny. I have an obsession with blondes, but if your hair is white, you're with the blondes. I'm sorry. Oh, I guess unless you're like Silver Fox, just hella old, then I guess they don't think of you as blonde. But hey, but hey, what's up, old dude? Hi. Oh no! That's a movie. That's a movie. Oh, yes. Sorry, I mean no. I was just asking Scotty to. What was that sound? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make that sound. I was just asking Scotty to beam me up earlier, and then I was like, Scotty might need to beam me down. Never mind. We were discussing where I needed Scotty to beam me, but I think we're talking about a different Scotty. But Scotty, nonetheless. Isn't Beam Me Up Scotty? Beam Me Up. Beam? I think it's a Star Trek reference. Or am I, let's see. Please don't blank me up, Scotty. You might want to blank me up, Scotty, but don't blank me up, Scotty. Yeah. I actually grew up watching the Star Trek cartoons. I think it's referencing Star Trek, but comedy from somebody. Is that what it is, Jaden? Because I don't think they say "Beam me up, Scotty" on Star Trek, right? Or do they really? Yeah, but "Beam me up, Scotty" I think is something someone else said, referencing it in a funny way. Yeah. I know. I feel like a comedian came out with like "Beat me up, Scotty," like referencing it. But I don't know. Let's Google it. Beat me up, Scotty. Origin. Well-known misquotation. That's what Google says it is. Also, is this a Nicki Minaj song? Because where am I with that? It just suggested it. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. My bad. Beam us up, Mr. Scott. Or Scotty, beam us up. Jaden, you're a gem. You're super right. I love it. But I love that as soon as you said that, I knew exactly what happened. And also, I didn't think that anybody was all crazy and manic and like blank on Star Trek, like Star Trek, like beam me up, Scotty. No, that was like somebody else imitating that. I'm a recovered gamer. One time I played video games for 17 hours a day for an ever, and then I got hemorrhoids. The end. And I actually have should I say that I cured myself? I did. Anyway, I also have like physical disabilities, and it kind of hurts my hands to go rah 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 rah. I've been fantasizing about playing Bakery Story. But the reason I quit playing Bakery Story is that it's glitched to heck. And if you go to Reddit and try to talk about, if you go to Reddit and see people talk about Bakery Story, it's a bunch of people talking about the game glitching and stealing their money, which I would never dream of. I would never dream of giving them 10 cents, which is how people come at me that I get mad about. But at the same time, that game glitches so bad, and I've played that game and gotten stuck a lot. There's this place. I don't know if it was just my device, but there's this part of the game where it doesn't work anymore. I'm going to be more specific. There's a part of the game, maybe they took it out or they fixed it because it's been years, but there's a part of the game where you start to have to make smoothies. And this is actually hilarious. This is actually hilarious because I make smoothies every day, or I should. Sometimes I make smoothies twice a day if I'm feeling frisky or if I want a ton of sugar. Anyway, I make smoothies, and in this game, there's this impossible point, at least on my device, where you get blenders to make smoothies all of a sudden, and then the blenders are glitched, and the smoothies don't come out of the blender. And you can't progress in the game until you make the smoothies come out of the blender. And I've played the game to this point like 2 or 3 times thinking like, what are they gonna fix the blenders? What? And no, every time I get to the blenders, it's the same glitch with the blenders. And what's funnier, I think what happens is you can put stuff into the blenders, but you can't take it out. So you're just putting money, you're wasting money into the blenders and nothing comes out. Or, I think what it is if you put, I think you would get like half of your ingredients. I think like 33% of the time, not guaranteed, but 33% of the time to 50% of the time you would get one. So it was just like it was slower and more ridiculous. And sometimes you would get 0. I know that sometimes you would get 0 because I would, if you could just deal with the glitch blenders and just try to deal with the glitch blenders, it would be one thing. But the suspense of whether or not anything was going to come out of the blenders broke my ability to respect the game whatsoever. That being said, I have still been fantasizing about playing that game with or without the eventual blender downfall. That makes me think that I should start my own game just like that, but different, where there's not like the end of the world eventually. Giving away all my $1 million ideas today. I don't care. Howdy, y'all. Y'all been thinking that I should be playing that game for some reason, y'all. You think that I would like it? I'm sorry, everyone. My ex played Red Dead instead of blanking me. It's okay. It's a logical thing to want to do in the world, unless you have something else to do. Yep, my ex played that instead of blanking me too. Shots. Sorry. My next line, Kelly, was my ex played Red Dead in Grand Theft Auto while he didn't blank me and while he totally spiritually blanked the next girl over. Woman. Mm. Yep. Not that I'm aware of. Not that it ever made me feel like a Skyrim widow. No, I didn't feel like a Skyrim widow. Navashnami Varara Vivikishnavira. I like spades. Neef. I'm glad that one touched you. Tinder guy that I'm not sure which Tinder guy you are. Which Tinder guy are you? Oh my god. That's not the one I thought. Hi, Brian. Oh, you know what's funny? I I preach that judgment is not the goal, but I sure have different reactions for different people. Jeez. Oh Lord. I love it. I love it. I feel like I actually have built-in paywalls. Like this dude is talking to me and I'm like, okay, you hit my paywall. Not my Tinder friend, my tickly hair friend. I thought you oh god. Man, sometimes I talk with no filter. I thought you were this other black guy. That's a loaded statement. What does that mean? I don't know, but hello. But I wasn't sure you were the other black guy. The other black guy. I hope you don't imbibe alcohol like the dog on Family Guy. No offense. I mean, you do you. I understand. uh, uh, oh no, I'm such a bad influence. I'm glad that I noticed. Hmm. It's just a lifelong crutch. It's just pain management. What? Nope. I'm polyamorous because in order to be in a real monogamous relationship, I would have to move out of where I'm living. I know, right? Like, you've come to where, well, you know what's funny? I don't hear voices most of the time, but I hear something that's not me telling me to do things that I don't want to do. So if that's not voices, it's some like fine line between that. So yeah, hearing voices or having intrusive thoughts unfortunately isn't a joke here. Lord have mercy. tickle my face. Don't. Sorry, I started to sing something I couldn't finish singing. I'm sorry. When freestyles go wrong. When freestyles go wrong for your intended platform. That's amazing. I don't I was gonna say that I was about to say the line, I don't feel like I have a conscience, which is a hilarious statement. And what I mean is not really how that sentence would be taken. I don't think I have a conscience. I just have myself knowing what the right thing is. Or like, I have a deep moral compass. I'm interested in reincarnating into a life that felt less excruciating than this one. And just having that selfish greed or that lust for ascension in the next life is actually detrimental to my goal. But still. Um, oh. Eh? Surf? Oh, like Biden? You know, like Biden leaning in and sniffing a woman's hair, and they're like, eh, like Biden? Oh my god. Have you seen the videos of Joe Biden like sniffing women? Christ. I don't hate him. I just saw him sniff women. And I don't know how am I supposed to feel? And this women are just like on stage and stuff, and they're like, oh, some of them, not that age matters, but I mean, age does matter. That's why we're here. Yes. Oh no. And that's not why we're here, but I was talking about that earlier. Oh no. I have my favorite president. Oh, I have a couple presidential quotes that are my favorite. One of them is Judge. I mean to say Judge. One of my favorite quotes of American presidents is George Bush saying something weird about dreams. and I can't directly quote it right now, but yeah. And another one of my favorite presidential quotes, if not my favorite, is Obama talking about his chef making pies so good that he thought there was blank in it. Blank. Like bad things that are addictive. Blank. Addictive substances. Besides sugar. Shh. I think he was president at the time. Yeah, he was president at the time. I'm almost certain. Like he was talking about that like it was a good thing. Like that's the best thing to put in your pie. And I'm like, what? Favorite quotes. Mm. I live with the big dogs in my mind. Ugh, what are you doing that? Keep not accidentally pasting the wrong thing. Wow. Okay. Oh boy. That was weird. That was like not what it seemed. But I'm sure you believe me. I forgot that I had water in my mouth. Or like sometimes I hold water in my mouth like a chipmunk and I forget that it's weird. Anyway. stretch me out? My lungs are so thirsty. My lungs. Actually, my lungs are good. I'm really grateful for my lungs. I have good lungs. When did I say that I wasn't interested in you? Sparkle, sparkle, hee hee. Very bad. Arvashni vikara ala vivarishni. Does everything have its price? This long? Longer if it's brushed. Oops, sorry. Oh my god. Oh, it's this long. You know what? We actually have this right here. So my part is not even, but we're just gonna roll with it. Wait. Just... Yeah, go from right here to okay. Okay. Wait, but my hair has different lengths. So approximately 27 inches. That's actually really exciting to me. Because there's like female rappers that talk about having 30-inch wigs. And to be honest, when they started talking about 30-inch wigs, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's like what I roll around with all day. And they were like bragging about their wigs being this long. I think this was the shorter side because like my hair is not all the same length, and I obviously don't aspire it for it to be. Oh wow, this side might be 30 inches. Some people want bald heads on purpose. I think it's beautiful that there's spiritual interpretations of hair, that people shave their head for spiritual reasons, and then there's spiritual interpretations of hair where people never shave any hair ever. So, yeah, decide what you want out of the world, right? And why? What do you want out of the world and why? Oh, I should have a trash can by my bed for all this hair. Great. Oh, yeah? That's cute to think about. Ugh. You're right. I would have to shave off all the hair to get to anything that I would be okay with remembering. Ouch. That's deep. Do you want to feed me? Brian? One time I had one time I cut my hair for God. We just started talking about something else. One time I took a pair of scissors and I went when it was this long. I have digestive problems, so I can only eat healthy food and I can't eat cheese. That's sad. Talk about sad lives. Sorry, cows. That's a sad life. When I try to complain about not being able to eat cheese or fatty dairy products, I think about the lives the dairy cows actually have in my country. And I think that I'm a monster for like being as sad as I am. But I like Vietnamese food. Have you had a Vietnamese food? I can eat pizza with a tiny bit of vegan cheese on it, but I haven't had. Oh, well, and plus, like, the places that I can buy pizza from, a tiny pizza is like $15 or whatever. It's just like, that's a lot of money. I'm poor. So, yeah. I can't eat ice cream or pizza or cheese. I can't eat butter. I can't eat fried food. I can't eat brownies. I can't eat birthday cake. And I can eat all these things, but they have to be really weird versions of them with like no fat. And it's hard to make these things with no fat content. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult. And at the end of the day, I can only have a certain amount of fat. So I just don't choose things that are just piles of fat. Like I basically have to use my fat to be able to cook because like you have to most methods of cooking require oil in the pan. I have to like pay attention to the oil in the pan when I cook. So I'm not really trying to eat a cupcake because I'm already having problems with the amount of oil that I need to use to cook food in a general sense. I love tacos. I eat a lot of tacos. I eat avocados instead of cheese. Yeah. I love rice. I eat rice a lot. What would you do if I love shrimp too. I like chicken and turkey and seafood, but that's all. Seafood is expensive, so I don't really have it that often. Although I do have some salmon in the freezer that I've been meaning to whip out and barbecue or have my roommate barbecue for me, really. Anyway, um yeah, Vietnamese food is honestly just my dream. I like pho, which is a soup, and I can basically eat a giant bowl of pho and feel like I went to the buffet like a normal person. Uh, I like chicken nuggets. Those are really chicken nuggets are very expensive. um, well, I mean the type of the quality of chicken nugget that I personally need if I'm about to eat chicken nuggets is a really high quality chicken nugget. So the chicken nuggets that I require are very expensive. I was eating uh, a special. I was eating a Trader Joe chicken nugget, but they were set in oil. Like some of the chicken nuggets are like pre-fried. So even though it was just a chicken nugget, it was set in oil. Well, what I would do if you cried depended depends on what our relationship is or how much you just paid me or what you're crying about. Navarishnivi Mara I Kishnivi. You know, my first boyfriend actually did that to me, Kelly. Not laugh, but that. Has anyone ever actually done that to you, Kelly? I felt like you were just being silly, but not silly, but is that something you've done to someone? Did you blink them so hard they cried and it wasn't sad? My first boyfriend did that to me. I think he was trying to make me feel better or just being a lizard or something. Not a lizard in a bad way, but like, you know how lizards eat? I'm gonna need a paycheck. Sorry, Ben. That was for you. You just got me to bounce so hard. Oh my god. My dad and I talk about the Where Go My Hug guys. They're real. Where go my hug? In fact, I just got dizzy. I just got dizzy. The girl has been dizzied up. Thank you. I gotta take a picture of that on my chat. Ooh. Wow, we got some wild stuff in my chat for my dad. I might have to censor it. Oh. Arvishnamara Aikishnadara. Sorry. You know, I don't put a race on the Where Go My Hug guys. Oh, I can't say it. I was gonna say it. My face. I can't say it. I can't say it. I can't. I don't see a race. It's just a beautiful rainbow to me. Okay. Are you really colorblind? Sorry. I fell for it. I wrote a song talking about color blindness. I understand colorblind mode. I don't like it. It gets too red and too green, but I got you. Maybe I do like it. I forgot. I don't think I did. It was too red and too green. Everything just turned red and green, and I'm like, no. I'm not racist. I want to blank, 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 blank. Oh, God. I don't even want to focus my eyeballs. I do. I would like to focus my eyeballs every day for you. Do you mean that you have a hard time not crying? Because welcome to humanity. What I have a hard time about is humanity's impression about crying is. About what crying is. Crying is a spiritual experience, but you can fall into some very bad territory of using your crying to try to manipulate other people. And that is very unhealthy for everybody involved. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Wait, I don't think you should no more tears. I think you should cry all over that blank. JK, cry all over it like in a giant spiritual happening, not because you're trying to do weird things mentally. But anyway, well, I guess that's a really weird thing to try to do mentally with your tears, but weird, like you shouldn't be weird. Like try to manipulate people with your own tears or crying. At least not in certain contexts. It's hard. There's a gray area because if you're in a relationship with someone and you're crying, you do need assistance. But there's a fine line between like, okay, you're crying because you've lost the plot and you're using your crying and you're losing using your loss of the plot to like make other people's lives worse. That's a thing. You gotta feel it. He wants to cry. He wants to cry. Okay, you should give. Wow, I'm a bad girl. No, I can't say it. I can't. Okay, we're gonna manifest it. We're gonna take a step back and take the you away from everything. No, wait, I can't say it. I want you to give me everything you have and then be brought to tears that is everything that you ever wanted. We're gonna take the mic and drop it. We dropped it. What is it to want? Oh, desire. Oh, Christ. One of the only women or girls I ever loved. I wouldn't face her real name, so I just thought of her as Desire. As if she was all of desire encompassed into one figure. Saying that is really interesting. You make me want to kick the mic and whoops. make me want to bite the mic. Okay. Well, we're done with that. I was trying to right click or left click or whatever click that's wrong. That was quite beautiful to me if you like really ugly things that aren't beautiful. If you can find beauty in ugliness, that felt like yes. No wait, that felt like I got sent into the void. I read that wrong. I got sent into the void there. Honestly, I had a tantric spiritual experience that felt like some kind of fire, and it was messing with my nose, which are my higher chakras. Well, it's part of my higher chakric channel. Anyway. Wow, Jaden. Thank you. That's a special void for Jaden. I wonder if I know that song. Anyway, what? What was I even saying? Oh, it felt like a freaking fire in my chakric channel, and it was messing with my nose, and I like paused, and it only felt like a fire in the way that it built. And all of a sudden it went from like a small feeling to like absolute rage. And I had like a higher chakric experience on the rage. And then I had had enough. I actually remembered weirdos touching my hair in public. And also, I had a couple real life tantric relationships. I think I remember my real life tantric relationships. They would like touch my hair because it wasn't really my body, or like it's less than touching my body, and so they would touch my hair and it wasn't less of a big deal for me. Or like, yeah, this is my hair, but if you touch it, I'm gonna feel some type of way, and you don't get to just do that. But yeah. He went downstream, or I kicked him upstream. Yeah. Me with the water in my cheeks again. One of my favorite guys actually put an album out called Incel Gooning. So this is totally on brand. Like, talk about twin flames. Like, I was just talking about being a female incel as a child. That's great. Not the G word though. That's gross to talk about with the C word. Anyway, bye. No, not bye, but hi. Oops. Freaking Snapchat's like, share your location with so and so. And I'm like, why the hell would I want to do that? Ah, no offense to all my people on my Snapchat, but geez, no. I know, right? Whoa, did I get kicked out of Tinder again? I'm gonna laugh. No, I didn't. I'm all paranoid though. I swear it tries to kick me out and then it like checks me out and then it lets me back in. I did not connect the dots to that. I thought I clicked on it. I swear to God, I thought I clicked on it. I'm sitting in your chat, but no. Paranoia will destroy you. I learned that, bro. Part of me while I go non-verbal into Snapchat. So then we just no. Confused. It's okay. It'll be okay. I guess I'm getting hungry. Oh my God, we've been at this for 3 hours. What is my life? Wow, that's great. I can do like hours of YouTube live, like it's like 5 minutes. Like it's just sitting here rolling along in my head in the first place. It's so weird that I'm able to do like 7 hours of streaming kind of casually. It makes me realize how much energy the other kind of streaming actually takes. I'm so bleeping hungry too. I almost dropped the F bomb. Yeah, I have to. Wow, never mind. I was gonna do something, but I'm really not. I almost said something that was terrible that I get mad at the world for doing, but I'm not gonna do it with the world. At least not that. uh, 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 no, I mean, I didn't mean not, but the fact that you're offering me means that you have some level of confidence. So that's nice. Confession. Sometimes I feel like I'm so mentally ill that I shouldn't even go on a normal date with anyone. At least I'm not so mentally ill that I stopped drinking water. No. Okay. Well, we've just hit the 3 minute. See, I told you, we've just hit the 3 hour mark. And doesn't it feel like a 3 minute mark? I had fun today. I'm gonna go continue my relationships off camera. Imagine me ever doing that. Uh, and I want to eat something. I don't know what. I ate all my Chinese food leftovers. I feel like I've just been buying $40 worth of Chinese food every 3 days and just eating it for 3 days. I make my own rice, so like $40 worth of Chinese food can last like 2 days. It would last longer if I weren't also feeding my roommate. But yeah. My Chinese food place has incredible portions if you can't tell. Anyway, it's not bad either. But anyway, I'm gonna go eat something that's not leftover Chinese food because they don't have anymore and I'm sad. But yeah. Thank you for coming to my broadcast. I actually had a really good time. It was funny. Y'all are funny. Y'all make me funnier. Y'all improve the level of humor, and it's so great. It's really great. You all are funny, and you help me be funnier. Or just sit in the funny. I get to sit in the funny. Thank you for helping me sit in the funny instead of my own intrusive thoughts that are quite like nails on a chalkboard, etc. Actually, no, the name of this broadcast is interesting because it's like all the mentally ill people are just trying to feel human in a giant argument. Hi. Anyway, I wish I was a koi in your koi pond. I'll leave you with that thought. I'll probably be back. You know what? I stream on different sites. So I hate it when I say that I'm going to be back later and then I start streaming somewhere else and it's like I lied, but it's not. I just like, I'm going to stream somewhere after I eat. By the power vested in me. Thank you for joining me. Good afternoon. Bye.